It's really big with strangers, dog. Like with my friends, I can deal with it, but strangers, keep away from me. 6 feet, honestly. Like this corona stuff, I was like, honestly, nothing's changed. You should be 6 feet away from me anyways, because I hate when you're like standing right here, and stranger is like, I'm like, get away from me. Like, why are you so close, dog? Who are you, bruh? Okay, so
you got asthma?
One amazing human being sent. Will life ever be the same? Do you think life will ever be the same?
For me?
It's like, do you think the world is going to be the same?
I think it's going to be where it needs to be. I don't think it's going to be worse. I don't think it's going to be better. Because the last generation before even us was asking the same thing. And here we are now with a lot of blessings and also a lot of things that we wish weren't the case. But I believe that we're going into a place where it's going to be better. At the same time, it's going to come with its own set of problems. I don't think it would be the same regardless of the quarantine is what I'm saying. I think that there is always going to be something that will change people in the way that they think. I just feel like that this quarantine, I just think that this quarantine progressed the evolution of this generation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of like 9/11. After 9/11 happened, airport security was like,
thinking that. I was thinking that exact thing.
It's just like it's a change. It's just a dramatic change, a fast change.
Yeah.
Now a lot of America is under fear, and there are these stereotypes that really shouldn't even be in existence, but they are because of an event. That
Have you ever been
everything forever? Yeah.
You kind of look. I know you're Hispanic.
I've never. No. The moral of what I'm saying is that life will not be the same, but it doesn't mean it's bad and it doesn't mean it's good. At least change yourself for the better. If your situation may never be the same, at least allow, if anything is going to change, let it be you for the better. You know, that's all I have to say about that.
My interpretation of the question was a bit different just because, you know, we're both deep thinkers, but Nate is more emotionally deep. And I'm a mix of emotionally deep, but also logically. And so I took, if you think about it, life before kind of sucked as well. Like there's always toxic, bad things happening, always murderers, or just a bunch of situations happening where people are being attacked and hurt, or different toxic situations happening in the media that we hear on the news, and we've become so accustomed to it because it's our daily life. So we decide that it's normal. We decide that it's regular, that people are getting shot, people are getting killed, that people are getting, you know, all these horrible situations. We become numb to them. The world wasn't that great before. It just kind of sucks more now that we're not even going outside. To answer the question, will life ever be the same? I think there will eventually. Like, school's not going to be canceled forever. We're going to go to school. I know we're starting in the fall. We're continuing. I know that there's a lot of schools that there's going to be graduations. Restaurants are opening up. You know, like we are still progressing and continuing the economy and the government. Now, are there going to be systematic changes? Yes. But I think just like everything else, we'll adapt to them. Sure, they may suck, but we'll adapt to them. We're humans. We adapt to our situations. And so I think also at the same time, if I can still have my friends, people around me, hang out with them and have that warmth, that love, that community, I think we'll be fine collectively as a world. Now, is everything going to be the same? I don't know. I'm not God. I think inevitably everything's going to get worse, but I think that it's our job to make it as best as we can, and to make sure that it gets better for us individually, even if it gets worse for the world, if that makes sense. The worst possible outcome is probably everything going back to the way that it is, because it wasn't that great to begin with. Our system isn't the best system, but it's not the best possible system. So we got to do the best that we can as a whole, as people, to make it great for ourselves and the people around us.
My cat's over here asking me for something, so.
Be sure to pray for people being affected by these different situations. Let's just pray that the best possible outcome can happen, that people are doing the best that they can, and let's pray for them. And we do appreciate all the people standing up and doing the best that they can in a situation like this with the virus. Yes, it sucks being quarantined, but we hope that this video made it a little better. So during this quarantine, it's been like how many months? It's been 2 months.
How many years?
2,000 years later.
How many years? So what would you say gotten out of it?
Not sick, that's for sure.
Okay.
It wasn't even about me particularly like gaining something from. It was more of like the understanding of where I am and what I need to, like where I need to go to gain what I need to gain, if that makes sense. Like, if you think about it like this, like if everything is all fuzzy, you don't know where you are, what you have, what you need to gain, what you need to get rid of. But I felt like through this quarantine, I went through a phase where it was like, okay, I see a little bit more clearly now. And I can't say that I received the thing that I needed. I've just received more clarity in order to know where to go from or go to in order to receive the thing that I'm looking for, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
And there's a lot of things I'm looking for. If we're going to be vulnerable, then I guess so. There's a lot of things I'm looking for, like
a boo. Sorry.
Are we serious right now?
I'm sorry. For multiple people, they've all gotten like different things out of quarantine, and I think God wants to do something with it. Like there's been moments of like weeks at a time where there was highs, and then there's like really bad lows, and I think there's probably been more lows than highs, but the high moments were me being productive and me like taking my time to like do things and start things that I've always wanted to start, like doing YouTube. That's something I always said I don't really have time for it, and I just kind of procrastinated. But then when you're being quarantined, there's not much to do. But the first 2-3 weeks was just me like complaining and being like, this sucks, I hate my life, I'm so extroverted, this sucks. Like just literally me.
I got the text. I know.
And then shut up. Even though it's coming to an end, I think it's the uncertainty of what everything's going to look like from this point on.
I'm definitely not taking air for granted again, because working like 8-12-hour shifts with a mask is the worst. Like when I'm sad, when I'm depressed, I don't want to do nothing. All right, I just want to lay in my bed, listen to music, just lay there until dinner. But like during this quarantine, there were just a lot of really sad days. Like there were really a lot of depressed days, and I was like, what is going on? It just came to the point where like I forced myself to do stuff. And honestly, I'm not saying it didn't suck when I forced myself to like do stuff, but it did feel empowering to know that like when everything in the world was telling me not to do it and I still did it, it was almost like a slap to the face, like to the devil. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm like smiling while I'm crying, but it's like still doing it even when you don't want to do it. Like you feel like there's a power that comes with that.
Yeah.
Like there's a level that you attain that you never thought you could whenever you like don't allow your emotions to dictate your productivity. And that's one of the hardest things you'll ever do, because like depression can make the simplest of things hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, this isn't even during quarantine, but I remember last year I was depressed out of my mind and I couldn't go to the gym. And I was like on a 1-year streak and I just stopped because I couldn't even lift the weights anymore, because I was just like I wasn't sweating, I was crying. You know what I mean? It was like, by the way, start a YouTube channel, fam, I love you, fam.io.
Okay, on that note, it's super cool. Go follow him on YouTube, Instagram, all the websites. And yeah, till next time when we do quarantine conversations again. Bye.